We're inside the Russell Rotunda of the Senate building here with Senator Raphael Warnock, of course, representing Georgia on an historic day here in D.C., a final journey for the only president from Georgia. Your thoughts as we start these ceremonies here in the Capitol?
Well, let me just say that Jimmy Carter, President Carter, is one of my heroes, and I'm so proud of this leading light coming out of Georgia. He's the first president that I really remember as a kid, and I never thought as a kid growing up in public housing that one day I'd get to know him personally. But I got to know him over the years. He would worship with us virtually on our online service every Sunday. His grandson is a member of my church, and I've been deeply honored to walk with his family even to this very moment.
I think it's really telling that he made an impression on you as a child and that you still draw on that in your service to the country.
Well, I'm Baptist and he's Baptist. And here's somebody who really demonstrates for me what it means to make your faith come alive in public service. I often say that I am not a senator who used to be a pastor, but a pastor in the Senate. My work here, in a real sense, is an extension of my lifelong commitment to ministry. And I think that's why I feel a real resonance with Jimmy Carter, because he's an example of what that might look like. Somebody who, as a Sunday school teacher, read Matthew 25, I was hungry and you fed me. I was in prison, I was sick, and you visited me. I was thirsty, you gave me something to drink. And Jimmy Carter literally took those lessons and applied them to public policy. First, as a president, where he centered human rights in American diplomacy, which was no foregone conclusion. He pushed that and centered it as a piece of our agenda, something that must remain there in his view. Someone who fought for peace in the Middle East and made great historic progress there. But then long after leaving the White House, continuing to fight for the poor and most marginalized members of the human family. For me, that's what faith is all about. My faith is not a weapon, it's a bridge. And Jimmy Carter is one of my examples.
What do you hope, based on his character, what people are remembering about his kindness and the way he kind of handled himself as a person above politics, would you like to see carry on even as we transition to a new era here in Washington?
You know, our politics has become so coarse, and there's a kind of cynicism that attends much of American politics. I think you look at somebody like Jimmy Carter and you realize that in the end, good wins. Good wins, that it's right to do right, kindness, justice, mercy, truth. I think those virtues still matter. And, there's been a lot made of the fact that he lived to be 100, but you can live 100 years and never do anything for anybody. Jimmy Carter didn't just live to 100, he taught us how to give 100. He gave 100 as an American citizen, as a patriot, and as a humanitarian who cared about people all over the globe. We could use more of that right now in our politics.